Well, hi, good afternoon, and welcome to Violet Light Wellness. I'm Eileen Powers, and I want to welcome you to my show today. And today I have with me my good friend Kai.
What's
He
up,
lives
guys?
he lives here in Makaha, and on the beautiful island of Oahu, where we are filming this from. So you're here in Hawaii with us this afternoon, and Kai has graciously come on board to allow me to give him a card reading. Kai, have you ever had a card reading before?
Nope, never.
Nope, nope. Hey, you know what, Kai? I'd love them to hear your full name. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful Hawaiian name.
My name is Kahel Kikai. It means calling of the sea.
See? Beautiful names here. I really like it here. Everyone has special names and really, really special gifts. And one of those is Kai comes to everyone with the greatest gift of aloha. He is the kindest, nicest, most beautiful spirit that you ever want to meet, and I am just grateful that I get to call him my friend. So thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
I love you, Kai.
I love you too.
So today, like I said, we're going to do a reading for Kai. He's picked out two of the decks out of my box, which I have, probably 15 or more. The first one is Psychic Tarot. It's actually an oracle deck. So today, neither of the decks we're using are actually going to be tarot decks or tarot, however you prefer to say it. Pronounced both ways by a lot of people. I wobble back and forth because I never really know. But anyway, one of them is John Holland's Psychic Tarot. And I haven't used it that much, so I may have to, refer back to this little book guide that they give us. Only because I just don't know the deck very well. And the other one is Flower Therapy. Whoa, where's the camera? There it is. Is Flower Therapy. And this one is actually now as only published by Robert Reeves, who is from Australia. He is a great reader, very powerful, very intuitive, has been connected since he was a small child, like I've been. A lot of people like Doreen Virtue, she don't know that she was really connected as a small child. She came into it, she worked the business for a while, she made a lot of money, and then she's gotten out of it. So she's no longer involved in card readings or anything else. She's just basically retired from everything. And anyway, Robert Reeves has taken over the decks that he had, and another gentleman, Bradley Valentine, has taken over the other ones that he co-authored with her. So I'm glad to hear that, because those decks really are nice decks. But so you'll see the flower deck today. So Kai, what I'd like to do, one thing that I like to do, especially when I'm doing an individual reading, is I like to connect us with our breath. And what we'll do is, we'll draw in a nice breath. We'll hold it for maybe 2 seconds, and then we'll let it out. When we let it out with a bit of a whoosh, a bit of a sound to release anything.
All right.
And I'll count it out for us, and so that we're doing it together. And that kind of connects our energies. I do pull the cards. I don't feel any need to have somebody else play with, touch the decks. That doesn't make the reading any more or any less, because it's not really coming from me or even from Kai. It actually comes from the energy of the universe and the vibration that's around us, and the guides, guardians, loved ones, the masters, Jesus, and most of all, the God that's inside of each one of us. And somehow the vibration of our energies just has a tendency to pull out the right cards and the right messages. So I hope you enjoy this, being that it's your first reading ever. I'm excited. Probably more excited than you are. I love to read for someone for their very first time. It's very unique. So I think we'll go ahead and use the John Holland's the Psychic Tarot deck as our lead. And the way I do my readings is, this is the main card, this is the subject card, what the subject is about, and this card, the second card, is how to handle it. So let's go ahead and take those 3 breaths together, and then we'll start the reading. Okay, so the first one, draw in, hold, and release. Second one, draw in, hold, and release. And the third one, draw in. Now this is really setting, this one is for you to set your intention. I don't need to know or want to know what it is until after we're done with the reading. And then if you'd like to share, you may. If it's private and you don't want to share, you certainly don't have to.
All right.
So this one is where you set the intention of what you'd like to know today. All right? All right, so let's take that one in. Take a deep breath. Hold. And blow it out with gusto. All right. Let's get started. So I know Kai, he always has a lot he's thinking about. Is Surf going to be up? Yeah, if Surf, if he's waiting for a text, if Surf's up, he may bonsai on us. So who knows? We'll try to get through this reading while he's still here.
I love surfing.
If not, we'll finish up without you. I'll take pictures. We'll
the
clarify later.
The readings will tell me what I need to know.
All right. So, I'm not sure how I have my setup here today. It actually looks like the sun is going to not work with us very well here. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out as we go. I may have to pick up the cards and share them. That's okay. I'll make Kai hold them. And he can, oops, I don't want that one up. I want it over. And this deck, both of these decks I've never read with very much, so it's kind of unique that you picked them, but you know, messages are messages. You just, it's how you interpret them. And I actually use a lot of my own personal intuitiveness. I've been intuitive since I was a young child. And actually sometimes I'll pull cards and I won't even read from the cards. The messages start flowing through. So we just allow the messages to come through as they do. So, ready?
I'm ready.
First card we have for you is the third eye chakra. So the third eye chakra, as all of you know, is opening up to psychic ability and your own psychic ability. And this card is telling me, whoop, well, adjusting my lights here so it's not quite on it. Getting a little bit of glare. That third eye chakra, I don't know if that's going to work, is opening Kai up. And it's something that they want you to work with. That's something they want you to work on your own intuition, and so that you can help answer your own questions. Bringing you yourself your own clarity in life. That you have trusted abilities that are actually ancient, and that you need to work on finding a place of balance for yourself in your own life, which will bring you to a better place of clarity, which then you can drop into that third eye, which will allow you your own answers, and possibly doing what I do by helping others give them their answers. So this is something that you need to work on. Some of the things to do with the third eye to help clarify it, to open it up, is to clarify it. And clarifying is, for me, is to bring something to more clarity or clear it out. And so if you're doing a lot of, if you have a lot of toxins in your body, you're eating heavy foods that carry a lot of heavy energy, that's why, you know, a lot of readers and stuff become very plant-based, more of a plant-based diet, maybe not completely vegan, but definitely more eating from the land and eating more basic, organic, and natural foods. Because, you know, foods with GMO have all been altered, and those things actually alter our third eye. Another thing that alters our third eye is fluoride. A lot of, you know, many people go to the health food store and use a non-fluoride toothpaste, right, because the fluoride actually affects your third eye and closes it down. Many people think, especially many of those spiritualists from the 50s and 60s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, I believe it was in the 40s when they started adding fluoride to the water in America for people's teeth. And it really isn't proven that fluoride really does that much for your teeth by consuming it in any level. And this, one of the proofs of this is my mother's country. She came from Ireland, and they don't fluoridate their water. At least they didn't when she was growing up. She had perfect teeth. She had nothing wrong with her teeth, and neither did any of her siblings. And so, there's proof that good teeth can actually come from good food, because they don't have, at the time my mother grew up, they didn't have processed foods and stuff. They ate all whole foods. My grandfather had a garden out in the country that he went down and worked several days after work each week. On the weekends, he was also the herbalist in the countryside where his garden was. So he made herbs and rules and poultices. So living that natural life. And also being connected to the earth, which I know you are very much connected to the earth, also helps with the vibrating to open up that third eye. And one of the things that's here to tell you to support that is to uplift. This card says to uplift your thoughts. It's represented by the orange lily. It focuses your attention on the many blessings that surround you, and by doing so, you'll let go of depression, poor self-esteem, and excess weight. And so, like I said, opening up your third eye has a lot to do with clarifying your body and clarifying your mind in thoughts, actions, and in good health. Things you associate with don't have to do with just people that you're with, but they have to do with your thoughts, the thoughts you associate with, the foods you eat, and of course, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. Because your friends do represent, a lot of kids try to say, oh no, I'm not like them, they're just fun to hang out with. Well, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. It's a very old saying, but it's very truthful. Because you don't hang out with people that you're not wanting to be like. And so the orange lily is here to tell you that. So, raising your self-esteem, doing different things to not allow yourself to be depressed. And I have to share with you as viewers that we all have times when we're a little bit depressed. I don't think this world is kind of a bipolar world, and you just don't get out of it without some ups and downs and some sad times. You would never recognize the good times in life if you didn't ever have those sad times. If you didn't ever have lonely times, you wouldn't feel the value of having great friends and good people to be around that want you near them and with them.
That is true.
And so some of those things we look as a view of sadness, but they're actually a view of clarity, to bring us clarity in our life about life, clarity about life. And one thing I forgot to do today is I forgot to actually open up my chat, which I'm going to try to reach my other little computer over here right now and see if I can do. Sorry for the delay. Take me a moment here. I don't even remember what to do. I think I need to go to oh, there it is. Get the mouse to work. That's not it. Well, it looks like the chat room's up, but hey, is anybody out there? Go ahead and click in on that chat, and let me see if a few messages come up. I'm not sure if they will or not. I may have done it wrong. Who knows? I'm not real technical. I do card readings. I'm more spiritual. I have connections. So, and technology isn't a great one of mine. Actually, Kai helped me set up a few things today. So anyway, the next thing we have for you is disruption. And so what I'm seeing is that there's been some disruption in your life, or it's time for disruption to happen. And it's gonna, as you see by the card, I'm gonna hand this card to Kai and let him take a look at it. As you see, and then I'll hold it up to the camera. As you see, it's you're very disheveled. You're pulling from here to there. Your hands are crossed like you're holding yourself tight. And so this to me says that you have some disruption coming up in your life, because this card is in the middle. This is what's, what's been opened. This is kind of what's happening now, and this is the way that you're going to move towards your future. And so right now there's some disruption coming up in your life, and I have to admit I know a little bit about his life, and it actually does make a little bit of sense. And if he wants to share, I'll let him, but afterwards. But so this disruption is going to happen, whether you like it or not. It's happening, and so there was no way around that, and so you just have to deal with it. And I always go back to the past cards because I haven't pulled the next one yet on how to handle this. So I will go back to the last couple of cards to help that. And that means that you need to, pay attention to the blessings that you have, and surround yourself with the good things and the good thoughts and good food, and making you put yourself in a better place. That's going to help so that you're not depressed, that that you're not worried about your self-esteem, and that we all want our excessive weight to always drop off. I know I certainly do. That's because I have my own. And so doing that, and then as you do that, what it's telling you is open up that third eye and view this situation through the third eye as to whether it's the right situation for you, and each step is the right next step. Remember, everything isn't a leap or a bound. It's just the next best step. And so as you see, even in this picture, it kind of has steps coming up. And so disruption happens. It happens to everybody in their life. So with that, you can only choose your next best step. And let's see what card has that to support us in that. It's the daisy. And what it's telling you, the daisy says, is a very simple flower. It's telling you to simplify your life. You've had way too much going on, and that you have been spread too thin. This has to change. Now, your vitality, you can recharge. So even though your life is going to be disrupted, it's actually going to bring you to a simpler pace in life that will actually help you recharge and be more of the person that you want. It'll bring you back, these things will come along as these things happen. And as you do these things will flow in and happen more easily. So when we get done with this, I'll show you. This actually will end up telling a story, which is what we want. What is the story? What is the story? What is my next step in the story? And so I actually see a story unfolding here. So anyway, but just know that things have to change. And because of this these two really go together really well. You have a disruption, and you have the daisy come up that says things are going to change whether you like it or not. But the change is going to be good. You're going to simplify things, and that clarity will come to you, and that good things are going to come. And I see that because this is supporting that disruption. It's the simplest step, and it's the right next step to move forward, and it'll recharge you. You'll be in more clarity. And I know in the past you've worked with your third eye quite a bit, and so that this is telling me that you kind of need to go back into that meditation. And I actually have one that is from a friend of mine. You can find him on YouTube, Francis O'Connor. Look for Francis O'Connor Meditations, I think is what it is. He has 20-minute meditations that are toning, which is, his toning is in the Gaelic language. So it's very ancient toning. He plays all the music himself. He plays a tin whistle. He plays the piano, which is kind of a synthesizer. He has bells. And he does all this while he's also running the meditation. So he's quite fabulous. And he is also, he is a shaman, spiritual worker, and quite the best, one of the best entertainers I've ever gone to see in my life. He used to play down in downtown San Francisco in Union Square at one of the bars down there, and had a show every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. So quite the entertainer too. So
Nice.
yeah, but you can find him on YouTube. And Kai, I'm going to direct you to his YouTube for some short, nice meditations that I just think you'd really enjoy. And when we have life that's disrupting, and that we need to recharge ourselves and bring ourselves back to vitality and simplify it, we need to take the time to meditate so that we're not spreading ourselves too thin. Brings us into our own focus and helps teach us what we need for ourselves. We cannot be whole. We cannot help anyone else. We cannot be the support for anyone else until we are whole for ourselves. We need to be healthy for ourselves in order to really be healthy for others. It's like putting on your life vest first. You got to put on your life vest before you can start saving other people. You're a gas mask in an airplane. You do the right steps first, and then you find you have more vitality and energy that is recharged to help other people. So the next card I have for you today is you have a mental conflict about what's going on, and you're torn between what to do and how to do it. I also see that this has been cyclic. I think it's I feel like it's the good angel versus the bad angel, one on each shoulder, arguing with each other. And what I will tell you sometimes about that mental conflict of the good versus evil arguing with each other on helping you make decisions, that sometimes both of those are your ego. And they're not actually, they're looking out to protect you, but they're not always looking out for your best interest. And that's where, going back to some of these other things, opening up your third eye, finding that place to express yourself and to surround yourself with what is going right in your life, that will help quiet down those voices, is to find that balance in yourself, because those voices are just a lot. Mental conflict is mental chatter, and it's arguing with itself. And sometimes once you've made a decision, you decide that it's the right thing to do, that it's the simple choice in life, that you've had too much going on, and too many other people, or sometimes that too much going on is other people drawing you into into their own chatter, and it gets very, very busy in there, and you really only need one person in there, and not that we don't have I don't want to say multiple personalities, but at times we're one person with some people and we're somebody else with other people. Like when I'm working in business, I'm not necessarily the same person that I am on this show. You can't be.
I don't know. I myself always.
Yeah, well, yes, you are, but sometimes you watch your P's and Q's a little bit more when other people are around.
I don't know about that one. No, I'm me 100%.
Well,
always.
Well, I'm me 100% always, but sometimes there's certain things about my life I don't talk about with everybody.
Yeah, I guess that is true. You keep that one still.
Yeah, there is some things that are more private that I don't share with everyone in my life. Yeah. So no, not everybody sees all of you.
Yeah, I guess
there is those certain people that you do share all of you with,
right?
Yes, but maybe not necessarily everyone.
Yeah, that is.
And
true.
so that's kind of what I'm saying, is that sometimes you do present yourself sometimes as a little different.
Yeah.
And so that can be a contest of mental conflict.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that one.
Yes, it can be, because you do always want to be sincere and true and who you are to yourself, and being honest with yourself. But on the other hand, sometimes there's, parts of yourself that is really no one else's business.
Yeah.
A lot of people keep like their medical information. That's none of anyone else's business.
Yeah.
But it actually may affect every situation that you're in.
I like that one too. That's a good one.
Yeah. It just depends, you have to look at things from different viewpoints to really understand the subject. You can only not look at them as just one thing, like personalities or something like that.
Exactly.
Think of other things and then go, oh, yeah, there is a relationship there, and make those decisions. So there is some mental conflict going on for you, and you've been arguing with it. And so what I have to say is, it's about this disruption that's been going on. And right off, they're telling you to open up that third eye and really open things up for yourself, and allow that to help. The third eye, when the third eye is open and you ask and you get your answers of what you shouldn't be doing through your third eye, that actually is not coming from the ego. The third eye is the one thing that you can trust when you are getting messages, that it is not of the ego. It just can't be. It just, because the way the center of our life works, the vibrational energies of the Merkaba, the flower of life, the seed of life, just all the expansion of that, which is also part of the expansion of the third eye, it just can't, it would be in conflict and couldn't do that. So the other way that you can work with that mental conflict is, this is another suggestion card of how they want you to work with it. And that is to let go of anxiety. It is of the flower lavender. And what this is calming your nerves. And if you do, you'll be able to hear the voices of your angels. And I will tell you, it might be a good idea for us to get you a sachet, which is like a little tiny burlap bag, and we put some lavender in it.
Oh,
and
nice.
you throw it in under your pillowcase, between your pillow and your pillowcase, so that when you're sleeping at night, that you have the scent of lavender. It is very calming and peaceful and very energetic. And in fact, they sell a lot of lavender eye masks and different sleeping things, because lavender is the one thing that people sleep with that calms them and allows them to have a better sleep at night. So, maybe we can do that for you. But it's also about listening to your angels. And one thing that I wrote a few years ago, every once in a while I get this, this message, or I get messages all the time, but I'll get a message to write something down. And one of the messages that I was given to write down is, when asking the hardest questions, listen to your angels. And part of it is they whisper. So asking the hardest questions, you actually have to listen for your angels' whispers, which means, goes back to a lot of this, you have to go do some meditations, because it's going to be good for you, Kai, and that'll give you time to listen to your angels. So let's see the story here. We have, I think it kind of wraps up. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Kai has worked, I know Kai, he's a personal friend of mine, and I know that he works with his third eye. And that has been actually very big in his spiritual life of what he works with. I see top 10 maniacs. Hey, top 10. Next week, I'm going to do open readings. So if you'd like to come back next week in the afternoon, sometime between probably 1 and 3, I would love to do a reading for you next week. But today, I'm just going to do Kai. We're going to do a short reading. Then he's going to take off and go surfing. So, so anyway, so we're going to wrap this up, and that is that your third eye chakra is still open. But you need to actually work on it because you've been clouding it. And some of the things that have been clouding it, I will tell you, has been this mental conflict and this disruption that's been going on in your life. So always go back and rely on your third eye, Kai, because for you, that is where your power, strength, and your true answers come to you from.
Yeah.
It's also the seat of where you feel comfortable working with.
Mm-hmm.
And so utilize that. Not everybody likes working through their heart space. Some people work through their throat chakras. Some people work with their base. People work with their dantian. It just depends on where your prime energy is, and yours is in your third eye.
Yeah.
And so that's the area that's your go-to area. Do this, spend attention, to the many blessings that you have in your life and all the things that you've been surrounded with through the orange lily. That should give you uplifting thoughts, and just know that you have had a wonderful life, and that it's just getting better and better. There's been a disruption in your life that's happening right now, and that disruption is it's meant to be there. And the reason why it's meant to be there is because this is actually going to simplify your life, which is everybody. I'll tell you what, the key to happiness is simplicity. It's not having more, it's not having greater, it's just being simple. And so, you've really had too much going on, and you really need that to settle down and just be a simpler, more loving, kind, and gentle life. And that's actually going to recharge your vitality and allow you the energy to desire and want to do more. That mental conflict, I feel, will wobble along for a little while after that. But I also feel if you really work on doing meditations, like I'll set you up with a few, that I don't like long meditations. I'm a busy person in life, and I don't sit for that long. I'm a go-go, and so I don't like to sit doing one thing for that long. So I like a shorter meditation. So I'll share those with you, and then let's get you some lavender and maybe a couple other calming herbs.
Sounds good.
Bring those around you. So did this bring any clarity to you today, or did it just talk about what stuff that was going on?
No, it's talking to me about what kind of occurs in my life at this time. That's what it occurred. That's what it calls for, the disruption and the mental and the simplicity of life. That's what I always shoot for. So I like that one right there. And so,
did it focus towards the question that you had set in your mind?
Yes, it kind of did.
Okay.
And the third eye one, that's automatic. I've always been trying to do things through my third eye. That's awesome right there.
Yeah.
And this anxiety one is crazy.
When I said that?
Yeah, I got a lot of anxiety. I don't know where it's coming from, but the anxiety's always there.
And and I don't know if people can see it, but Kai has a tattoo of the Eye of Horus on his chest. And so it was pretty, when the third eye came up, it was like, oh, I know what this is talking about. That was meant to be for Kai. So anyway, Kai, thank you so much for being with me today. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I love you too. I appreciate you so much.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us today. And I look forward to seeing you again next Sunday.
Thank you guys. Bye.
All right. Bye.